Hi, in this lesson we're going to look at Venn diagrams. So we've basically got two parts to start off with. We can go to start reading a Venn diagram and also drawing one. So it's basically a Venn diagram, and here you've got three options of which sports some kids like. They could be football, tennis or water polo, or neither of those, or any combination of those three. So let's just start at the basics. So for the questions, we're asked how many students like football. So anyone who likes football is in this whole circle. So students which like football are going to be anyone who fall in the circle, and we have four separate categories for this. So in total, there'll be 18 students who like football. And just so this is clear, these 10 like football only, these 7 like football and tennis but not water polo, this one person likes all three, and these 0 people are people who like football and water polo but not tennis. Next, part B. How many students were asked? For this, all you need to do is add together all the numbers. So we know that these numbers here give us 18. So then it's 18, 23, 25, 26, 30. So all the numbers, that gives us 30. Part C. How many students only like water polo? That means they're in the water polo circle but not in any other circles. And that is just that one person. How many students like football and water polo? That's going to be anyone who is in the overlap of the football circle and the water polo circle. So anyone in this region here. And which is a total of one person there. And then lastly for part A, how many students like football and water polo but didn't like tennis? So here they kind of like tennis, so we have to exclude this person, which means no one falls into this category. Next we have drawn a Venn diagram. Okay, this is probably a really common skill to be asked, so make sure you're okay with it. So here we've got three categories. We've got cricket, basketball and volleyball. So I'm going to draw my 3 circles. And don't forget to label them. Also helps if you'd like a little box around it, because in most questions there's some kids who don't play any of those sports, and they'll go on the outside here. Now for these questions, the key thing is you always want to start from the middle. I'll explain why. So if we look here, we know 12 people play volleyball. That means that in the volleyball circle, I'm going to have a total of 12. But I don't know how those 12 are going to be divided. Because again, they could be in any one of these 4 categories. All I know is if I add together these 4 numbers, it must equal 12. So what you always want to do is start from the middle and work outwards. So by the middle, I'm going to work out what number goes here first. So we are told that 2 children play all 3 sports. So there's going to be a 2 right in the middle. Next, working outwards, and I'm looking for groups of people who play 2 sports only. So next, 6 play volleyball and basketball. So if I draw the overlap between the volleyball and basketball circles, we see that that group has to add to 6. Now I've already got 2 from before, so that means I need another 4. Key thing here is you basically always take away from stuff more in the middle, if that makes sense. Next, 3 play cricket and volleyball. That means in the overlap between cricket and volleyball, we have 3 people. We've already got 2, so we just need 1 more. 6 play cricket and volleyball. Sorry, 3 play volleyball and basketball, which is there. 6 play cricket and volleyball. We've already got 2, so we need another 4. Now, 12 play volleyball. So looking here, we've already got 10, so we need another 2. 16 play basketball. I have 7 already, but I want 16, so I need another 9. Last thing we're told, 3 children don't play any of these sports. So that means there's a 3 round the outside. And we're missing 1 number here, but we are also told that a group of 30 children is surveyed. So we know that all these numbers must add up to 30. So we have 9, 10, 14, 16, 20, 22 and 25. That means I'm missing 5 towards my total of 30. And that's your Venn diagram drawn. That is part A done. Part B. If a child is picked at random, what's the probability that they play exactly 2 sports? So kids who play exactly 2 sports are going to be the overlaps between 2 circles, but they are not going to be in the triple overlap. They're not going to be these two people because these two people play all 3 sports. So playing only 2 sports is just these 3 groups. And I have 4, 4 and 1, so I have 9 people. This is a probability, we need to write as a fraction, and again we're told there were 30 children altogether. So it is 9 out of 30 of them liked played exactly 2 sports. And lastly for part C, how many children play only cricket? Only cricket means the cricket circle, but nothing it's overlapped with. So for only cricket, it's basically this group here. And again, there are 5 children who play only cricket. And that's kind of like your main skill. Like most questions tend to fall into this category to draw it from a lot of information. There's some other types of question that also use some notation that I'm going to go through now. First things first, we have this funny squiggly E. This basically means the universal set. You can just think it in terms of everything. I'll explain more of that in a second. We have these 2 symbols. It's a lot of probability. If it's like a U symbol, that sort of stands for union, and that means or. If you've got the kind of N symbol, that stands for intersection, and that basically means and. So a couple of examples. So here I'm told everything is the numbers from 1 to 10. That means the only numbers we care about are the numbers from 1 to 10. We'll see that more coming in a second. We had the OR symbol. So from rolling 6-sided dice, work out the probability, again P probability, of getting a 3 or a 4. And that would just be 2 out of 6. This one means and. So from rolling the 6-sided dice and flipping a coin, work out the probability of getting the heads and a 4. So the odds of a head is a half. The odds of a 4 is 1 out of 6. If you want both of them to occur together, because they're independent, you just times them together. So that'll be 1 out of 12. A couple more things. This funny symbol looks a bit like a 0 is the empty set. So occasionally if there's like, if I've got a Venn diagram with some numbers in, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it might say list everyone who's in here, and because no one's in there, you might say this is who's in this set. So it's basically a way of writing 0 or nothing. Lastly, we have this dash. Let's go back to my example. Let's call this A, B, and C. If it said work out A dash, that means not A. That means everything that's not in A. So it would basically be, if I do it blue, everyone is basically in B or C, or possibly outside all 3 circles. If I had like another number here, it could be there as well. Okay, I'll just go through a couple of questions and then I'll leave it. First in that notation, we'll go to list some members. So when it says that, it means list all the numbers who fall into whatever category. There are 4 parts. Let's go through each one really quickly. It's a really basic skill, just doesn't throw you. So first, list all the members of A. Everyone in A is in this circle. So I have 1, 2, 8, and also the 5, which is in the overlap with B. Next, I want the members of A or C. So I had 1, 2, 8, and 5, who are in A, and I've also got these 4 numbers that are in C. So 4, 10, 3, and 9. And lastly, list the members who are in A and C. There are no members, which would say basically empty set. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in A and C. And lastly, list the members that are not in B. So B is this set here. We don't want anyone who's in B. And we're left with these numbers. So 1, 2, 8, and 10, 3, 9. And that's basically how that notation works. Again, the empty set's probably the weirdest one there. But you ever seen this sign, it just means nothing, or there's nothing there. Lastly, just one example style question. So, let's put this together. We are told this symbol here again means everything. So everything that's going on in my Venn diagram are the odd numbers less than 30. In group A, I want these numbers. In group B, I want these numbers. And I want to complete the Venn diagram. So let's go through all the odd numbers less than 30. I start with 1. 1 is not in A or B, so it goes on the outside. Next I've got a 3. 3 is in A. Let's write these down actually. So let's write down all the odd numbers from 1 to 30, just to be really methodical. about how we're going to put them into our diagram. Okay, so we've already done 1 and 3, we can cross those off. Next 5 is in B. I should label this as well. I've then got 7, 7's not in either of them. I've then got 9, 9 is in A, and you just keep going. Okay, the important thing here is when you get to a number like 15, that is in A and B, so that would then belong in the overlap. Okay, and then it's just literally writing down all the numbers. So here's a ton of numbers that don't go in either set, so they just go around the outside. And yeah, like, there's nothing complicated about this, it's just fairly time consuming. Okay, then we've got a typical question, a number chosen at random, work out probability that the number is in A or B. So A or B can be in either circle or both circles. So a number at random, what's the odds it falls into this group here? For this, we're just going to count our numbers. So in my group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So it'll be 7 out of how many numbers in total. So all these numbers all together, I believe, comes to 30. Yep, so 15. So it's 7 out of 15. And that is pretty much it for Venn diagrams. Hope that made sense, and thanks for listening.